afternoon, everyone. Rose here. Today I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's live stream called Eat Lunch With Me. So Foodie's done a few live streams today, and I was browsing through her live streams to see which one I should cover, and she just completed this one called Eat Lunch With Me. Foodie is once again talking about Natter, and she's having a little bit of a mini temper tantrum, because people are sick to death of hearing about Natter, and yet she's not tired of talking about him. So this is the one I want to cover. Foodie's been out today. She went out for a drive. She went out for a walk. I support that. I support healthy habits. I support taking a walk. I support doing anything that is not binge eating, that is not overindulging in chemicals and acting the fool. I support it. But I don't support you having a temper tantrum at people, Foodie, that don't want to hear about Natter anymore, because we've been hearing about Natter for far too long, and we're sick to death of it. And just because you're not tired of talking about it doesn't mean we're not tired of hearing it. So let me go ahead and just pull up this live stream so you can see Miss Foodie, because I've got my thoughts and I wanted to wait to do this react to share them. So let's get to, shall we?
Right.
And Foodie's got a new blister or sore on her lip. Let me blow up the screen so you guys can see right about here where my marker is. Right about here. Don't know how she got it. Don't know why she got it. In the past, when she's gotten things like that, there was speculation that maybe she was smoking out of a certain kind of pipe. But that is something new. She's got this sore. Could it be a cold sore? Could it be something more? No one but a doctor would be able to know that for sure. But she's in a bit of a mood right now, and so let's just go on and see why.
Baby angels of the 10th degree. Hi, Michelle. She's a dignified old lady. She most certainly is. Jen. So yeah. Also, can we stop telling people how to process their trauma? Like, I see a lot of people oh, well, why are you watching if it gives you anxiety? Maybe so I can remind myself why the fuck not to go back and what I'm not missing. Like, maybe it's reassuring for me. And it's not like I sit there watching these people all day. No. I see a clip, and that's what I reposted. I actually didn't watch him. I saw this on Mo Translate's channel. Just something that was on my, because I saw comments earlier in Medical Kit, and that's where it comes from. It's all over the internet. How am I supposed to completely avoid everything, right?
Well, there's lots of things to watch on YouTube that are not Natter related. I mean, there's literally millions of channels all over YouTube, and there's a million things all over the internet. Why does it have to be Natter related? You're trying to say, well, it's to remind myself not to go back. I think you have enough reason to not go back that you don't need to be reminded. You don't need to remind yourself. And if watching those clips gets you upset, if they trigger you in some way, really, you shouldn't be watching them, no matter whose channel they're on. No matter what the reason, you just shouldn't be watching it. I think that you do watch Natter's channel, and you watch all the reaction channels to see what their responses are. Because even now, you're still looking for content, and you're just looking for a reason to get angry, if not at Natter, then the reaction channels for whatever reason. That's just my opinion.
But I'm not going to be reactive to it like before because it doesn't bug me. But would rather you work through it in therapy. Yeah, but who's I literally said today, Medical Kitten, that I have a therapy appointment. So if I want to come on my effing channel and talk about whatever I want to process what I've been through, I'm allowed to fucking do that, and you don't have to be here.
Can I just say, you've been doing this processing with Natter for quite a while. And your way of processing things, I don't see any healing that has come from it. I see you, what you call processing, as you just taking this drama and using it to make money. That's why you won't stop talking about it. You even said yourself, Foodie, that you're going to forever talk about Natter because in your eyes, it makes you money. Although I would like to politely disagree. You may say that it makes you money, but it's actually preventing you from making money because everybody is at the point where they don't want to watch this anymore. They don't want to hear about Natter anymore. They've heard far too much about Natter. You've bitched and complained about Natter so much that people are over it. They're just over it. They're burnt. They're burnt on this whole thing. They're tired. They want new subjects. They want new material. And I applaud you for going out and getting a walk and going for a drive, but you're kind of taking a few steps backwards, continuing to talk about Natter. And here you are justifying talking about Natter on your channel, saying it's my channel and if it helps me to process, then I should be able to talk about it. Well, you can talk about whatever you want, Foodie, on your channel. You can. It's just that you're using this content to make money, are you not? You monetize your content. You're not doing this for free. You'd never do this for free. You're expecting people to pay for this over and over and over again. Well, the public is saying, we're done here. Let's stop this madness. And you're just not getting that in your head. You're just not getting it. The people are tired. If you're got a therapy appointment very soon, I applaud you for that also. You need therapy. But I think all these trauma-related things need to be saved for therapy. If you've got thoughts, write them down in a journal or a notebook. Or go online and make an online journal and get your thoughts out that way. That way nobody has to be involved in this anymore. The audience does not need to be involved in this. To be quite honest, they shouldn't have been involved in the first place. This whole thing between you and Natter was a private affair and should have been kept that way. It didn't need to become a spectacle, but you made a lot of money off the spectacle, but that was then and this is now. This drama between you and Natter, it's a lot of people have lost interest and they went off the merry-go-round. I think the best thing for you to do is to let people off and then just take this trauma thing and take it to a therapist because that's somebody that can really help you.
Plain and simple. I mean, really. Like, hello. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to post a comment on something, like, what do people think? Like, I've been through the worst year of my entire life, and I'm just...
And we've not been witness to it. I've been through the worst year of my life. We haven't been right there listening. We haven't been right there watching. Expand your thinking, Foodie. You've been through the worst year of your life, but the audience has been right there with you. They've been traumatized by your trauma. They've had to deal with the anxiety. They've had to deal with your rages. They've had to deal with you being effed up on drugs and alcohol numerous times. We've been a part of this too. All of us, the reactors, we've been a part of it. You made us a part of it. We did not want to be, but you made us a part of it. You're making it all sound like it's just you. You involved the public, and the public got involved because you made them be involved. There you are with your narcissistic, self-centered thinking. Oh, I've been through the worst year. Hey, Foodie, if that was the worst year of your life, take some accountability and say, yeah, I've been through the worst year of my life, and I made myself go through that. I put myself through that. I made that happen. All of it. People warned me. People warned me that he was a bad guy, but I did not want to listen. So all the pain that I've been through, all the suffering is my fault. There you are trying to put it all off on Natter. No, ma'am. No, you put yourself through that. You did. Every single bit, your fault, your responsibility. Take some accountability and just say that to yourself.
Supposed to get over it. I'm getting over it, but it's a process, and you don't have a right to tell people how to process their trauma. I didn't have a right to tell Monty not to work, right? So now you're gonna, but those same.
You know what? Leave Monty's name out of your mouth. Leave it out. Leave it out. Whatever happened between you and Natter, happened between you and Natter. The situation with Monty is completely different, Foodie. Completely different. All the pain and suffering you went through with Natter was self-inflicted. Monty lost his mother, someone that he loved and still loves very, very much. You cannot compare your situation to that. You just can't. As much as you want to, you can't. You can't compare all of your self-inflicted pain and suffering to somebody else losing their parent, someone they were extremely close to. Leave Monty's name out of your mouth. Leave it. Don't bring him up like that.
People are going to judge me for how I'm processing my trauma. Give me a break. Don't know how to focus on their own lives. Absolutely. Of course. Like, if you went through a year of an abusive, narcissistic relationship, public like this, and yeah, a lot of it, well, no, I wouldn't say it's my fault because.
That's the part I was waiting for. That part right there. That part. I wouldn't say it's my fault. Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. See, that's the part I was waiting for. When you develop self-awareness, then you admit to yourself what is your fault. You take accountability. When there's true change in a person's life, they take accountability. They let it in. They say, yes, that was my fault. I'm not going to run from it. I'm not going to hide from it. I'm not going to escape from it. That was my fault. And they feel regret and remorse, and they want to do right where they once did wrong. By her saying, oh, it wasn't my fault, she is running away from the accountability. She's running completely away. She still wants to put it somewhere else. If you're making true change, Foodie, you would let that in. You would take true accountability. You would get all of that self-awareness, and you would have to, maybe that's the reason why you run so hard from reality. Because self-awareness is part of reality. And if you really opened up, and stopped running, stop escaping, then you would realize what a horrible person you are and the horrible things you've said and done. And maybe all of that would be too much for you. Maybe you might feel ashamed, really ashamed for the first time in your life, and embarrassed, and you'd feel like crap. And the amount of things you've said and done have been too much. And the self-awareness and the accountability that would come from that would be too much for you. So you keep running. You still want to put the responsibility somewhere else on somebody else's shoulders, but it's nobody's but yours. All of this stuff with Natter, you made happen. All those moments with him, all those times you spent around him, all the money you spent, all the fighting, your fault, because you kept going back. You kept going back for more. And it doesn't matter if you loved him. That's irrelevant if you loved him. That's something I hate about some people. Oh, he's hurtful, he's abusive, or, he's a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. But I love him. Okay, so you love the person. Question, do they love you? The way they behaved around you, was that an act of love? No. If you're around a hurtful person, it doesn't matter if you love them. What matters is if they love you too. And are you happy with them? If you don't feel a sense of happiness, what's the point of being with them? But if they're a hurtful, toxic person, the whole "but I love you" thing, that's just a band-aid that people use to give themselves a reason to stay. And that's not good enough. You can love a person all you want. It doesn't mean they're right for you and that they're good around you and you'll be good around them. You've got to reach that point of self-awareness of this whole situation is toxic and I need to walk away right now. Emotion be damned. Toxic people are toxic people. And no amount of love is going to change them. The only thing that can change them is themselves.
No, I'm not going to blame myself for that shit. Other people's actions anymore. Sorry.
Yep, see, she had a moment where she could have admitted, yes, it's my fault. All of it was my fault. She's not going to do it. She's still running. And for that reason, Foodie is never going to change. And she's never going to grow. And she's never going to reach that point where any true change can happen. She's still running from it.
Like I posted, you know, like if you don't want to be outed for behavior, don't do that behavior. Yes. Exactly. And those little clips remind me why I'm not missing out. They keep me away. So you know what? Good. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Ugh. I need to broil the toast now. Yes, of course. No, sorry. She just lets you do it. Hi, Sam. Come here, Sam. No, medical kitten. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what are you even talking about? I declined the apartments. I dropped him off at Dee Dee's. I declined the apartments and drove my ass back to Orleans, and I've been here since. Yes, I had weak moments. That's gonna happen. Not anymore, but at the hotel, yeah, it did. That was then. This is now. No, you didn't hear that, Megaphone, in your ears. A little mean though that I laughed my ass off at the expression on the third person's face after they got their bowl cut. Yeah, I'd be mean. I'd be mad too. I'd rather have a shaved head. Anyway. Hey, Sam. I'm not taking shit from anybody, especially in my chat. I don't want to talk about them. I'm just saying, like, I want to be able to, like, talk about whatever I want. Like, especially, like, I'm not being negative. I'm simply processing shit. Like, what do you expect? To just, like, not, like, if you guys go through shit and you don't process it, but you're telling me to get therapy. So, I have a therapy appointment Monday, so shut up. And now.
This is the way she's talking to people in her own chat. If you don't like it, shut up. Foodie, how would you feel if somebody talked to you this way? Put yourself in the shoes of some of your viewers. Imagine you were a viewer of you and somebody talked this way to you. How would you feel? What would you do? Would you put up with this? Knowing your personality, you probably wouldn't. You would say, screw this person, I'm out. You are continuously abusive and rude to your own viewers. The people that watch your videos, the people that pay for memberships, those people, the ones that give you the living that you have. You should be nicer. You should be nicer to those people, because if YouTube shut down tomorrow or they took away your channel, what have you got? You don't even have a car that's paid off. You don't have a home. You don't have any savings. You'd be out on the street, girl. You don't have good credit. You got bad credit. You're not in a position to where you can talk this way to people and get away with it. So take your arrogance and stick it in a drawer or something, because you're not as high and mighty as you think you are.
I'm talking to my group. It's therapeutic for me, okay?
It's therapeutic for you, but what about your audience? What about the people in your audience? It's therapeutic for you, but what about the people that have to listen to you? You're not asking how they feel. You so don't care about your own audience. Oh, I'm going to trauma dump and negative dump all over you people, and that's okay. That's okay if I do that. It's perfectly all right because I feel better. So therefore, that makes it okay. No, it doesn't make it okay. Your audience is affected by the things you do and the things you say because you're making this content public. And many people have come forward in your audience, in your chat saying, we don't want to hear about Natter. We want different content. We want more positive things. And you did good today. You went out for a drive. You didn't stay in the house. Good for you. But here you are raging at them again. You don't see the problem?
I have a support group. I like it. Get over it.
This is not a support group. This is not private. This is not a bunch of people sitting in a room talking things out privately. This is public. Got an audience of thousands of people. This is not a support group, Foodie. This is a YouTube channel with live content, okay? A support group is something that people go to electively when they want to talk to each other. You're using it like a support group. It's not. It absolutely isn't. You feel better getting things off your chest, but your audience is not feeling better listening to you.
Jen, I know. It's true. No, it's Will Byers' haircut. Yeah, that's right, Rochelle. I am real, actually. Compared to a lot of people on here, oh god, please. Oh my god, my toast is burnt. I can cook sometimes. So this is sourdough bread fresh with tomatoes. Mm.
And can I just say, Foodie, that eating for an audience is not great content. Nobody wants to watch you eat. It's not the most dainty of activities.
This hummus is fontaine santé. When it's lies and stuff, like perpetuates hate against you, that's not cool. But gossip channels will always exist, right? But gossiping is like the lowest form of, I think we all do it, but we all do it. What am I talking about? I gossip with my friends all the time.
What friends?
I talk shit with my friends all the time.
What friends? Who are these friends? Don't get me wrong, you're allowed to have friends. But what friends? You're on YouTube all day, every day, from 6 to 10 hours a day. Where are these friends? If you had actual friends that you hung up with, I think you'd be a lot happier. You'd be able to get attention in a different way versus looking towards YouTube and the audience for attention. But who are these friends?
Actually, I look forward to talking shit with my friends.
What friends?
I'm gonna put that on merch. I talk shit about you with my friends.
Is she trying to sell the idea that she has actual friends?
Monty reminds me of a Visine for Clear Eyes. What? I don't know who that is. McChubby and Sons. Barbecue chicken is queen. In the race to outdo each other, they are all extremely nitpicky. The Takata said he fired his dietitian Anna Komida and hired a new one by F Booty. Really? Down under. Rolling down the hill. Get hammered, which is not a good idea when you have anger problems, and rage all night talking about people. I'm just warning you if you're watching, if you open your mouth about me once, like I said, warned you before. I know I'm not talking bad about him, I'm just saying like I'm allowed. Okay, here's the thing. There's a difference between bashing him and talking about what happened. There's a difference. I'm not sitting here making fun of his looks. I'm not sitting here bashing him. I'm just saying objectively what happened and stuff like that. My feelings. The face threading. And I don't miss that either, Shrub and Leave. I don't miss pretending to like things that I really don't, just to placate the situation like she would do, like, hey, hi, Porch. Hi, Sam. Talk it out. Yeah, I have a right to. Freedom of speech. And like if you don't want people to talk about things that you do, don't do them. Ta-da! Focused on Gary. Yeah, of course. Alcohol makes some people rage. Me? Yeah. But I'm smart. I'm not drinking because I know. Oh, I couldn't drink every day. Oh, no. Alcohol for me is the worst substance. It brings out my evil side. And, well, I mean, I was under a lot of fucking emotional distress. So much emotional distress. Like, there were times I thought I was legit going crazy. Actually, I probably did crack a few times. Yeah. Hi, Jenny Tails.
So she's admitted that she's got anger problems, which if she got counseling for that, that would be good. She's also admitted that she's an abusive person, which I think she needs counseling for that as well. She needs counseling for many, many, many different things. I don't think just one psychiatrist or one counselor would be able to help Foodie. She needs an actual team of them. And yeah, let's talk about abusive substances, Foodie. Let's talk about them. Here we go again, the Oreo stream. So you said alcohol is not a good idea for you. I agree. I don't think alcohol would be good for you. If it brings out your anger, that's bad. But also, it's bad because you're a diabetic and alcohol converts to sugar in the bloodstream. And as a diabetic, this is a big no-no. But you're also doing the edibles, aren't you? And whatever amount you're doing to cause this, where you're, like the hamburger eyes and you're eating the food, that's not good for you either. That's not good for you either, ma'am.
Oh, Sherry B. I've missed you in the there's my husband got COVID. Oh no, is your husband all right, Sherry?
I don't know what amount you took here, but if you were binging on food and your hamburger eye, that's too much. You can get away with just a little bit of the edibles, and that's honestly, that's all you need. You don't need to go nuts with it. You don't need an entire wheelchair. Truth be told, wheelchair edibles are meant for people that have serious medical problems, that have serious illnesses. They're not meant for someone like you. They're not meant for recreational use. But let's keep going, y'all.
So that's why I posted those, because I just want to say I'm thankful that's not my. And I wanted to thank her for swooping in. I hope you're enjoying your prize and your new haircut. Will Byers. All right, moving on. Oh, would you like to go to bed? Oh, I have things to do too. See, like gaslighting, like turning it around. Those are all narcissistic things.
That's something you do, turning everything around. You gaslight your own audience. You tell people you don't want to talk about Natter, and then you proceed to talk about Natter. And then when they remark on the very things that you're talking about, you get angry and you block people. That's gaslighting, Foodie. You're setting people up to make you angry just so you have a reason to block and ban people. Just to have a reason to go off. So that you, as an abusive person, can go after your own audience. And you can hurt them and you can feel more in control. You can feel more powerful. Because acting like a total B on your channel makes you feel powerful. You want to put off this air of, I'm in control. I'm in control. I'm the queen. Are you? You're not the queen by being manipulative and controlling and threatening other people. That doesn't make you a queen. Being a queen means you handle your business. You're not doing that.
Hip injections? My haircut, it is superior, actually. What would you rather, a shaved head or a friggin' bowl cut to look like Will Byers? God, somebody super chat them to get her, go to a salon and get her hair. Poor woman. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Anyway, poor woman. Yeah, no, I have to keep remembering. You inserted yourself into this. Enjoy it. Grow your sides into a comb over. You have personal experience, so I think you're qualified to comment, to be honest. Absolutely, yeah. Right? Like, this personal experience, I don't know. I'm trying to be grateful for it, but it's hard. Translates, and I've seen someone like BBW who has new knives. It wasn't the tantalizing turkey, Amber. Every time I order that for her, like they have it on the app. No, not 7. I think it's 3. Well, you're out of that shit show. Yes, 2-2, right? So you've seen how that was? Now you know how tequila night was. You people. I'm going to lay in my bed. Because she was me, or she is me, like where I was. But at the same time, you loved it the most. So, you know, I had to at some point say, okay, enough is enough, fucking cut it off and move on.
I don't think she cut it off. I think Natter cut it off. And that's the only reason why she's not seeing him is because he cut it off. She has said on a live stream, I am addicted to this man. She's not gone to counseling for that. She's not talked to anybody privately about it to work through that issue. So if you're someone you have an addiction and you have not reached that level of self-awareness that you have a problem and you take steps to fix it, the obsession will continue. I think Natter cut it off, or at least that's the appearance they both want to give. There might be a chance that they're talking behind the scenes privately because they both realize, look, everybody's tired of hearing about this crap. Both of our channels are suffering. So let's just do things in secret. It's hard to tell in Foodie's world what's real and what's not. Like if there's something else going on in the background, you just don't know. So you have to be skeptical. You have to always look where the truth is because it's hard to find with Foodie. She's not a truthful person. She's not a straightforward person. And you guys heard a little while ago, she doesn't even want to admit that everything was her fault. She's running from the truth. So if someone is running from the truth, that means they're not going to give up the truth easily. You're always having to look around to see what the truth is. I think that's the most maddening part about being a reactor. You're looking for the truth in all of the lies, and there's a lot of lies to go through.
You know, your next raid, you're welcome to use Lady Elaine Fairchild in the Noiter. Thank you. She put herself in it, yeah. But like I said, because I know now, I understand. You don't really see it, you know, at first. Destroying the car. No one inserts themselves like that without being sick. Well, apparently they were friends. I don't know. I don't think so, Vula. But the new Torrid store on Payday? Okay. It's a deal. There's one in Ottawa Porcelain. Yeah. They peacock you until you get hooked, and then once you're hooked, they show you their real colors. The way you get into a relationship is how you go out. I should be there trying stuff on. Actually, yeah, you're right. I could go check it out. Maybe we can go check it out one of these. We never used lube. I didn't, like, barely. Like, if that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I would always be like, why is the lube open kind of thing? Because so the fact that there's lube on the count, he probably just put that there, like, oh, let me see your lube because I showed the condom wrappers. Like, that's stupid.
At this point, does it matter about the lube, about the condoms? Does it matter if it's over, it's over? Why worry about the little things that don't matter if you're changing your life around?
Just like little manipulative things like that. Me, I didn't have him in mind, I guess. I just, like, I don't know. They were just what? Amber, I never heard of those. We don't have them here. I can see people snapping. You're continually pushed to the point. All it takes is one more abusive moment, and that would be it. I would lose. I would snap. So it's a good thing that I'm away. She tries to change. I know when he was freaking out last night, it's like a mother. Sing me a song. Don't use threats. Oh, it's a threat. Absolutely, it's a threat. If you touch me again, you're gonna regret it. Absolutely. He won't ever have the opportunity, but anybody. I'm not letting anyone do that to me again. I'm learning capoeira. I'm learning self-defense.
You're doing what? You're learning self-defense? When did this happen?
To piss off the wrong guy. I know. Anyways. I told you I'd snap after the first plate. Stop it, Amber. Hours of it in the kitchen, no thanks. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been through a lot of shit, and why should I feel guilty for trying to process it?
If you've been through something and you're trying to process it, that's not a bad thing. But I don't think you should be doing it on YouTube. This is not the proper place to process trauma or pain in front of people and subject your pain to them. That's where you're screwing up. Save all this for a therapist.
She's very arrogant. Yep. I don't know. It just did. Took a long time to see it, but I'm glad I did. And I'm thankful for Dee Dee's role in this. Because if it weren't her, it would be me. Thank you. I don't want her to. I don't. You know what? At this point, because I don't have any love for him anymore, I do feel sort of bad that because I know what it's like. I see it in her face and watch. He's gonna make her come online and be like, oh no. Anyways, travel visas, yes. And he will have a tooth remodeling done. Save 12,000. Yeah, right. I'll show, Grayson. I'll show. When the shit hits the fan between them, he will end up calling you. Nah, I have it blocked everywhere. He can't call me.
You'll find a way to reach out.
And I'm never, ever, ever talking to him ever again.
That's good.
I can't stand him. Hi, Lindsay. I will not.
Okay, so you're not going to talk to him ever again. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen. If you're talking to him ever again, we're going to know because you're going to rage about him and you're going to confess to meeting him. But it's also a two-part process, Foodie. You're missing the other part. You're not going to talk to him ever again. Good. How about not talking about him ever again? Unless it's with somebody that can actually give you help. Because you won't shut up about Natter. We don't need to hear any more. We are tired of the name Nader El-Shami and anything connected to him. And if you truly are done with him, if you stop talking about him, his channel is going to die on the vine. Because his audience is mainly comprised of people from your audience. So if you completely turn your back, then what you want to happen, which is his channel and him to go away, that will happen. But as long as you keep talking about him, you're keeping him relevant, and people are still going to be interested in his channel and going over there and saying, Ooh, what's the tea? Is he going to do something against Foodie because she said something? If you're done with him, turn your back. Don't talk about him. Put on the appearance that he is not important. He's irrelevant. He's no longer of interest to you. If you want revenge for any hurt he might have done to you, that's how you get it done. You stop talking about him. You act like he is a non-issue.
I'll never put myself through that. No, nap. Oh. When he's towards the other side of her face, she's removed her cardigan and you can see a huge bruise. What happened there? Oh, really? I don't know. I didn't see it age. A set of denture. Did you like the HelloFresh? You guys actually kept ordering out and wasted all that food. I know, Charlotte.
Okay, I'm done here. Let's just go with the comments. Oh, let me just refresh to see if there's any, because there's just the one.
Dispenser.
Do-do-do-do. All right. Let's see. Oh, see, there's more comments now. Claire A says, it amazes and astounds me how much she can talk about someone she supposedly hates. I split from my ex-husband nearly 4 years ago, and I think I've mentioned his name about 3 times. Also, she can't wait for Natter to be abusive to Debbie, as that's when she'll slide it right back. It's kind of twisted to be a woman and be allegedly abused by a man, and you can't wait for another woman to be abused by that same man. That's just incorrect thinking. That's very incorrect thinking. I mean, I understand she hates Natter, but you're waiting for Dee Dee to also be abused? That's just incorrect. Manstealer says, great streams today. We got a 3-minute walk and then we talked about Nads all day, making great progress. Well, the walk is progress, but focusing on Natter, talking about Natter to the audience, that is not progress. Progress would be her shutting up and taking all of that to a therapist. Because none of us are her therapist. We can't help her. We're just people that we're being kind of forced to listen to her, and we're tired of the Natter subject. Katie says, I love how every day is a new day. Such inspirational quotes from our Shan toddler who will be raging by Friday night. Well, that is the pattern for now, unless she makes a new pattern. She'll be good for a few days. She'll stay calm, and then she'll blow up. If she's got anger problems, that anger is always going to be beneath the surface, wanting to come out. And she might do edibles, she might drink, she might just see something, hear something that sets her off. But if you got anger problems, that anger is, it's like a volcano inside of you that it can only be capped for so long, and then it wants to blow. Summer Flower says, oh wait, I think I understand now. We're playing the opposite game, saying I don't ever want to talk about him again every day actually means she wants to talk about him every day. Now it all makes sense. Is that what this is? Is this the opposite game? We'll see. We'll see if that's the opposite game. If it's like reverse psychology tactics, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Miss Blackwood says, Chantal, stop attempting to rewrite history. You didn't dump Nads or anything of the sort. Literally just a couple of weeks ago, you went to Montreal for the sole purpose of seeing him. We saw the text messages. You were begging him to come to your hotel and he refused. He rejected you. Saying the opposite a million times doesn't make it true. Yeah, she rented those hotel rooms to get Natter over there, to spend some time with him. And then she called him saying, hey, I'm in a hotel room, come hang out with me. And he didn't want to do it. I think she likes to rewrite things in her head. Like, oh, I rejected him. I didn't get him in the apartment. I made those decisions because even in her head, she wants to be in control. She doesn't want to admit that somebody rejected me, somebody didn't want to hang out with me. She's going to reverse that to make it okay in her head. Like, I'm the one that did that. I made that decision. No, he didn't want to see you. He said no. And you went off about that. Jessica Rodriguez says, Chantal, don't listen to these people when they try to invalidate your feelings. You're allowed to hurt, feel pain, and react how you please. It's not raging, it's feeling about expressing emotions. Nobody's trying to invalidate Foodie's feelings. She can have her feelings. It's just that she gets on YouTube and she's using this drama for profit, okay? She can feel whatever she wants to feel. It's just that what's going on with her really should be kept private. You know, she's got a therapy appointment, don't know if she's going to go to it, but all of the stuff that she's talking about needs to be discussed with a therapist. Nobody online could diagnose Foodie or help Foodie, even if all of us in the audience and reactors, even if we were licensed psychologists, she's not our patient. So we can't give her proper advice, but somebody who has the proper license could do so. So why come to us and why expose us to this crap if there's going to be no good resolve? Suzanne Sylvia says, so how exactly did he hook you? You were complaining about him after a few weeks. There was no love bombing. Yeah, their relationship, whatever you want to call it, it was full of turmoil from the very get-go. She wants to say to herself, oh, he was love bombing me. And whenever I would come over, he wouldn't let me leave. He always wanted me to be there. That's what she wants to tell herself. If you reverse that, I think that version is much more true. Instead of him being clingy and wanting to stay, I think what she's talking about when she says that is herself. I think he wanted her to leave. She did not want to leave, to the point where she would go over to his house with alcohol and drugs because she knew if she got messed up on drugs or alcohol, that he would not let her drive home. She would do whatever she could to make sure that she spent as much time with Natter as possible. You know, she'd bring over the sacrificial offerings of food and drugs so that he'll let her stay longer. It was all about spending maximum time with Natter. There was no love bombing. I mean, Natter was who he was when they first met. And Foodie got attached anyway. Let's see. Let's see. Leah S., I disagree with a lot that you did during the relationship. To be honest, you are doing great now. He's all over YouTube. Reaction channels trigger you. I am not sure what or how they expected you to react. It's actually them that are obsessed with you and Natter. Any and all therapists would tell them it's not very healthy to involve themselves in other people's lives. Okay, let me just dissect that comment. You said you disagree with a lot that she did during the relationship. Okay, so you did. You're saying that she's doing great now. Just because she's done a few videos today doesn't mean she's made actual progress. She just did a few videos today. That's not pointing the direction of any long-standing progress. He's all over YouTube, reaction channels, possibly. Is she saying that, this person saying, we are obsessed with Foodie and Natter? We're not obsessed. We're just reacting to her. Foodie's life is her own. We're not obsessed with either one of those people. We just cover them because people are curious about what's going on with Foodie and Natter, and they don't want to go to Foodie's channel nor Natter's channel to give them the view. They'd rather go to a reaction channel to check that out. If reaction channels weren't a thing, people would have no choice but to go to Foodie and Natter to see what's going on. But apparently there are a lot of people that they want to keep up with the content, but they don't like Foodie nor Natter enough to give them the view. You know, they want to find an alternate route. This comment, any and all therapists would tell them it's not very healthy to involve themselves in other people's lives. Well, you know what? A therapist would tell Foodie, you being on YouTube and monetizing this drama is not healthy for you. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to invent all these story arcs and lie and manipulate people and abuse your own audience. I mean, we're not involving ourselves in the Natter and Foodie drama like, you think. We're just covering it from afar. We don't care to get involved. We're just covering it because people are interested in it and they don't want to give Foodie and Natter the view. 3RR says, if you really had a date coming up, Natter wouldn't still be living in your head rent-free. You wouldn't still be obsessed with him. You wouldn't be watching his every move from your bug-infested condo. Give it up, Elton Fester. Yeah, you know what? I'm curious, Foodie. Help me here. So allegedly you've got this younger boy toy that you've been seeing. You know, you're seeing somebody other than Natter. Why be obsessed with Natter? Why even give him a moment of your attention? If you've got this younger, energetic boy toy that you're getting busy with, why even think about that loser? Why? I don't get it. If you've moved on and you've got a younger boy toy, why even care about Natter? Why talk about him? Is it maybe because the younger boy toy is kind of a lie and not what you're saying to the audience? Kind of sounds like it. Kurt Wagner says, maybe you should listen to all the facts you keep spouting off about narcissists and realize you are one. Everything you say about Natter and Amber applies to you. Yes, it does. And she said it herself. Narcissists do not realize they are a narcissist. So she's pointing a finger at Natter and Amber saying, you're a narcissist. But she's a narcissist who doesn't realize that she is one. Because if she pointed the finger back at her and said, I'm a narcissist too, then she'd have to realize she's been doing all this awful behavior. And let's see, next comment. Let me just go down here. Abby says, find something else to talk about. You just say the same thing about him over and over again. There you go. There it is. There's the audience, one of the audience members saying, find something else to talk about, Chantal. And believe me, that's not the only person. People in your live chat say it. People in the comments say it. If more than one person is saying it, and it's something you're hearing over and over, you should really think about that. That everybody is burnt on that subject, and it's time to just leave it alone. Let's see. I love this comment. Flora says, YouTube is not the support group. Wow, that's 90% of your problem right there. I said that already. YouTube is a platform where people can make content. It is not a proper support group for any specific issue, addiction, obsession. Support groups are private for a reason, so people can discuss things in private and get support from one another. YouTube is not a support group. I don't think Foodie wants a proper support group. She wants something where she can talk about anything and get paid to talk about anything. No matter how traumatic, no matter how triggering or negative, she'll never go to a proper support group because she won't be able to live stream from a support group and tell her story. She wants to get paid for everything she says and everything she does. Miss Power says you need to be fined every time you bring up his name. If Foodie had to pay a fine for every time she said the word Natter, she'd run out of money before the next paycheck. Flora says, you're the one that said don't watch things if they upset you or put you in a bad headspace. Why don't you take your own advice before getting mad at us because we don't want or take your advice? If people don't have a right to tell you how to deal with your trauma, you don't have the right to tell anyone else how to deal with their emotions. If you don't want to be outed for that behavior, don't do that behavior. Take your own advice. Foodie, take advice? Yeah, that'll be the day. Louise says, how can you sleep at night taking advantage of your vulnerable VIBs on welfare that are sending you their welfare money because they think you are friends because you tell them that you are friends? Just watch SJ when he's really struggling. This is not right. You're overstepping boundaries. You know what? I don't know every single person in our audience. I don't know our audience at all. I'm not in their personal lives, but I will say this. If you're somebody watching anybody on YouTube, whether it's Foodie or anyone else, and you're tight on money, welfare or not, you're tight on money, and you need that money, you should keep it in your own pocket. Use it for you. You shouldn't be giving it to somebody else if you need it. You know, people should give money when they have it to give, when they're comfortable in giving it. But if you've got limited funds, keep it in your pocket for you because that matters the most. Louise says, Chantal, you need to stop talking about BB. It's bordering on obsessive that you manage to bring him into your conversation on live every day. Does anyone else roll their eyes as soon as she brings up BB? I do. I also roll my eyes when she brings up Natter. BB is gone. He dodged the bullet. He dumped Chantal. He was the smart one. He got away. He got away before things got really, really ugly. But he dealt with Chantal for a while, but he got away. Smart man. People talking about her ears. Chris says, ma'am, it looks like your ears are caving into your head. Yeah, you know what? Chantal likes to say that she's at a certain weight, right? And I remember that whole thing when she was on the cola pretty heavy and she was losing weight. You could see the weight loss in her face. You could see more of her ears. Now you really can't see her ears. So Chantal, you can use the filters all you want, but we can still see that you're gaining a tremendous amount of weight and you really need to stop because you are a very, very small person in stature and your body can only put up with so much. Chantal, you have money to buy edibles. Please, can you give S. James some money back? He is really struggling. He helped you. It's the least you can do. That is so messed up. Her VIBs are giving her money when they are on welfare because they want to be her friend. Because she tells them that they are her friends. Please just send him $300. You know you have that money. You always had it to give to Natter when he needed money. This is bad, Chantal. How can you sleep at night taking advantage of vulnerable people? You know, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for S-Jam. And I'll tell you why. Because he wanted to show off in her chat, sending her thousands and thousands of dollars. He did that. He did that. He chose to do that. He wanted to be a big show off and a big shot, sending her $1,000, $2,000 at a time. He did that. And I don't know his financial situation, but if you're someone and you're not working, you know you need that money. What in the world are you doing sending somebody $1,000, $2,000 at a time? The fact that he did send her so much money is why everybody knows him on YouTube. So if he's having financial problems, I have a hard time feeling sorry for somebody like that. Somebody who willingly and knowingly sends another person $1,000, $2,000 at a time. And then they want to turn around later and say, oh, I'm running out of money. Well, maybe you should have kept that money in pocket then and not sent it to somebody and supported their toxic habits. So that's it for the comments. This react is exactly 1 hour. So we'll just end it here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment yourselves. Thanks for being here and have a good one. Bye-bye.